Welcome to Nonstopnoobph. This is your host, Asar Opisyal. The featured match for tonight's Pauper online is between Jund Cascade versus the Black Gardens. Okay, so Dave Pelejo will be handling the Jund Cascade while Alexander Uy will be on the Black Garden side. Hello, Sir Ian, waving to the camera. Okay, Jund Cascade has a lot of creatures, and it has the cleansing wildfire for the land ramping. On the Black Garden side, it has very few creatures, but it has a lot of removal spells. Okay, 8 for the die roll on Dave Pelejo and 3 for Alexander Uy. First to play is Dave. Okay, please subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more contents, and please hit like. Subscribe to get the notifications for the new videos that are coming up for this coming weeks. Okay, the play is on Ian's side. Draws Ford Bridge, comes in tapped. A swamp for Alexander Uy. Ian will play a forest and passes the turn. Alexander with another swamp. 2 swamps for him. Passes the turn again. Dave. Does he have another land to play? He just passes the turn to Alexander. Another swamp for Alexander. And just passes the turn. Ian will have to play a land this turn. Does he have a cleansing wildfire right away? Okay, he discards a boarding party. Okay, a colony garden will enter the battlefield with the plant token. Now, a mountain comes in, casting a Llanowar Visionary. It has a draw, passing the turn again. These are both mid-range decks. So, Alexander will swamp cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm, searching for another swamp and playing it right away. So, Alex is up with 2 more lands compared to Ian. The Titan Blades, sacrificing the Llanowar Visionary. Tapping 2 mana, red and green, or no? Not yet, he's still thinking. Okay, what is he gonna do? Still thinking. This is a very tricky play for him because he has to land ramp right away. Okay, the Cleansing Wildfire is casted. It's a sorcery that destroys a land, but he targets an indestructible land of his own. So he just searches for a basic land and will have a draw after the shuffle. So he took a swamp and puts it in the battlefield. He will draw for the Cleansing Wildfire. He will play another land. Now that's an artifact land, Slagwood's Bridge. It's also indestructible. 5 lands for both of them. Alexander tapping 5 for the Avenging Hunter. The initiative will trigger. Secret Entrance for Alexander Uy, giving him another basic land and playing it right away. So the initiative is in Alexander Ui's side. Does Ian have an answer to that? He doesn't have any creature. Both of them have a very good, a hefty source of land in both of their sides. So Ian will tap the 3 basic lands for a green, red, and black, casting a Jewel Thief, the vigilant trample creature cat rogue, giving him a treasure token. It's a 3/3 cat rogue creature. Okay, Ian still has 2 open mana. He taps 1 Slagwood, targeting the Avenging Hunter with the Galvanic Blast. 4 damage for the Avenging Hunter. That was a good play for Ian Pelejo. He passes the turn. Now, the Defile coming from the end turn of Alexander Uy. Now, for the upkeep, a trigger again will give 2 counters to the plant token. It will attack. Now, the plant token has 2 power and 3 toughness. Because of the +2 counters, a Witch's Cottage comes in, bringing back on the top of the library the Avenging Hunter. A Crypt Rats will come out of the hands of Alexander Uy. He still has 4 open mana. The Galvanic Blast again from Ian Dave. Now the answer to that is the Deadly Dispute to give value to the sacrificed creature. He draws the Avenging Hunter that came from the Witch's Cottage. So Ian and Alex doesn't have any creature on both of their sides. No, Alex has a 2/3 plant token that has already given damage to Ian. Down to 18 for Ian. Ian asking if he has 2 open mana. It can be used for a cast down. Okay, the boarding party comes in. This will cascade trigger. Triggering what? A Llanowar Visionary will come in out of the cascade. Free casting for the Llanowar Visionary. And gives Ian a draw. Ian will attack and the cast down. The answer right away for the 6/3 attacking creature. The trap will trigger in the initiative, deducting 5 points from Ian Pelejo. Down to 13 for Ian. Now, Alexander has 7 open mana. Plus 1 more with the Witch Cottage, putting the Crypt Rats on top of his library. Are we seeing another Avenging Hunter triggering again? The Archives room will trigger. It will give him a draw, so the draw is the Crypt Rats right away. An attack again from the 2/3 plant token. The little plant is giving lots of damage. Down to 11 for Ian. He has a Llanowar Visionary in the battlefield. He has 5 open mana. Red, greens, and blacks. He arranges them. What could be his answer to the Avenging Hunter? Take note that Alexander Uy, if he does not give up the initiative this turn, he will end up with the in the final ultimate room in the Undercity dungeon. Okay, another visionary comes out. Ian still hasn't played the land since 2 turns ago, and he just passes the turn. On the upkeep, okay, 1 mana tapping. Is this a defile? A defile for the visionary. Does Ian have an answer to that? Okay, that goes to the graveyard. The ultimate Undercity room will trigger 10 cards. From the top of the library, he will choose a creature from amongst it, and the Avenging Hunter comes in, and that will trigger another Undercity room, triggering the secret entrance, giving Alexander another land, basic land that is. So, out of the ultimate, the creature that has been casted will get a +3/+3 and a hexproof. The attack from the Avenging Hunter and the plant token, this is 7 damage. Okay, another, no, it's a cast down from Ian Dave targeting the Avenging Hunter. So 2 damage only from the plant. Does Ian have an... Okay, the creep rats will come out again. So Alexander has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black mana in his side. So for the next attack, he can do a lethal plus the damage from the creep rats if he sacrifices it for the X damage. Okay, does Ian still have the answer to the barrage of the plant token? Okay, 5 mana tap on Ian's side, and the Avenging Hunter of his own will come out, triggering the Undercity for himself. Now he will find a mountain from the trigger of the Undercity. He is counting. Does he still have a chance to finish the game off? Okay, so he scoops the game 1. I think Ian Dave had a little bit of problem getting his lands because he missed a lot of land drops during the early part of the game. But the Black Gardens definitely has an advantage, especially with the removal. Ian didn't even had a chance to attack during that game, while Alexander Uy had a lot of damage with the 2/3 plant creature. Also, he had a lot of triggers with the Undercity, that's why he got the ultimate out of it. Now for the game 2. Okay, please subscribe to our Nonstopnoobph channel in YouTube, and please hit the like and subscribe to get the notifications for all the video contents of this channel. Okay, now back to the game. The Jund Cascade probably brought in the Nihil Spellbound from his sideboard, and also maybe the couple of Weather the Storms. While on the garden side, probably he brought in a Duress. Okay, a mulligan for Alexander. He may have also brought in the Weather the Storms. Most probably those are the only cards that are viable against the Jund Cascade. Okay, Ian will keep his hand. Alexander will move to 6 cards. Is he gonna keep this hand right away? Keeping the hand on a 6 move. Okay, mulligans to 6 card. A Drossford Bridge again for Ian Pelejo. A Swamp casting a Duress right away. So what will Alexander choose from amongst the non-land and non-creature spells that Ian has? Okay, the Duress will discard the Duress as well. Kind of ironic right there. Okay, a Cleansing Wildfire. Targeting the Dross Forge Bridge. He looks at his hand and checks what land he is missing. Okay, a mountain will come in. That will come from the trigger of the spell, the Cleansing Wildfire. Still has a draw after the shuffle. Okay. The draw will... He just passes the turn. Alexander with 1 land, casting another swamp. Playing, that is. Ian with 3 lands, casting a Jewel Thief with a treasure token. Ian has an advantage with mana right now. Alexander with 2 swamps and now with 3 swamps and does nothing with it. Ian for another land, the Dark Moss Bridge. The attack from the 3/3 will go in. 17 for Alexander Uy. He passes the turn. Alex Uy with 3 mana. 3 mana. Open black mana for Alexander Uy. Playing a Bojuka Bog, exiling the graveyard of Ian Dave. Ian Dave will hit Alexander with 4 damage from the Galvanic Blast on the face. Down to 13 for Alex Uy. Early damaging for Ian to his opponent. Okay. On his main phase, he plays another Cleansing Wildfire. The land ramp is very, very productive for Ian's side. He already has 4 lands and 1 treasure token, and he gets another swamp. And he can play another land for this turn. And he has a draw, so the makeshift munition is very valuable, especially for land ramping. He has 2 open mana, still his main phase. He puts down a Slagwood Bridge. The attack again, 3 damage. With no blocks from Alex Uy. Alex on his main phase, is he gonna cast down this creature or not? Or maybe even a Defile will do. Alexander Uy will just pass the turn. Main phase for Ian Pelejo. He has 6 mana plus the treasure token. Total of 7 mana. Okay, he taps all the 6 for a boarding party. That's a Cascade trigger. Cascading Alianor Visionary once again, and another draw for him. The boarding party has haste, so it will attack with the Cat Rogue. Now down to 1 for Alexander Uy, and I think he has no removal in his hand. That's why he has no interaction on the board. Another swamp for him. Is he flooded? Okay, he scoops game 2. Now the battle is 1-1. between Ian and Alexander. Okay, that was a very fast hand for the Jund Cascade, and the Black Gardens flooded by lands without any green source. So that may be the deterrent for Alexander Uy. He wasn't able to cast anything that was green, even though he has lots of black mana. He wasn't able to get any removal to remove the attacking creatures of Ian Pelejo. Now we are here in game 3, the deciding game for the two mid-range decks. Okay, Alexander will play first. Is he gonna keep the hand? Ian will mulligan. Okay, so as we can see, very few creatures have come out from Ian's side. We haven't seen the owl bear yet. He hasn't casted any Cyrus Packmate also. He has his own Chainer's Edict, and he has 3 of those cast downs. And he also has a Plier Vampire, the Vampire Sovereign. While on the Black Garden side, we already saw a bunch of creatures, but the Lembas and the Icor Wellspring hasn't seen the light of day yet. Okay, Alexander will keep his 7 cards, while Ian still deciding if he will move to 6 cards. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for the very exciting Paper Pauper online contents, and please do hit the like button. Thank you very much for watching this very exciting battle between the Jund Cascade and the Black Gardens. Okay, speaking of gardens, the Colony Garden comes out with a plant token, a Drossforge Bridge again for the first play of Ian. Okay, a Swamp Cycle with a Troll for Alexander Uy, giving him a basic swamp. The very reliable card, the Island, the Swamp Cycling cards. Okay, the Golgari Rot Farm will bounce the Colony Garden. So we'll see the Colony once again later. Dark Moss Bridge comes in tapped, passing the turn. Alexander Uy untapping the Rot Farm. Alembas comes in. He scries the top of his library. Is he gonna take the top? He is still thinking. He puts it on the bottom. Okay, the Colony Garden comes out again, giving another plant token to Alexander Uy. It has no power, so it can't attack. It can attack, but it will deal no damage. A Cleansing Wildfire for the land ramp on the Jund Cascade side. Thinking, what basic land does he need? Does he need a swamp, a forest, or a mountain? He gets a forest. Puts it in the battlefield tap. And he still has a draw. So in the first game, Alexander Uy won by removing almost all of the creatures of Ian Pelejo. While on the second game, Ian Pelejo had a very fast hand, dealing much damage to Alexander Uy. Now, the Thorn of the Black Rose comes early in the game, giving Alexander Uy the Monarch draw. So it is an advantage for whomever gets the Monarch, because he will definitely have an extra draw every turn. Ian with 4 lands. Is he gonna try to steal the Monarch? But he still has no creatures on the board. Is he gonna cast a Visionary? We see it in his hand. Okay, he does. So it's a draw for him. It's a good blocker for the Thorn, but the Thorn will definitely kill the Visionary because it has Death Touch. Now on Alexander's turn. He still has the Monarch. What is he going to do with the 2 mana that he's tapping? He plays the Icor Wellspring for an extra draw. Did he get a land? He does have a Swamp to play, so he has 3 open mana still. Is he gonna attack with the Thorn of the Black Rose and with the plants? But he will still keep the Monarch because Ian hasn't had a chance to attack yet. The attack will come from the Thorn, and Ian takes it. 1 damage for Ian, 19 life, and 20 for Alexander. Ian will Gallblast will Gallblast on the face Alexander Uy for the damage. So down to 16 for Alexander Uy. That happened on the end turn of Alexander Uy. So on the main phase of Ian, what is he gonna play? He will just tap the Llanowar for mana, and he plays the Vampire Sovereign. So Alexander will take 3 life, and Ian will gain 3. So it's a flyer. But a Deadly Dispute is being casted on Alex's side, sacrificing the Icor for the extra draw, so he draws 3 cards from that. The cast down will target the Vampire Sovereign on the end turn. So he didn't have a chance to break the Summoning Sickness. Okay, 5 mana for Alexander. The Avenging Hunter comes in. The initiative trigger. It's the Undercity Dungeon for the Secret Entrance Room. Okay, so that's a basic land search for Alexander Uy. He puts a Bujo Kabog on the battlefield, exiling the graveyard of Ian once again. All of his manas are tapped. Okay, a Spinning Darkness will come in, exiling the top 3 cards of his graveyard, dealing damage to the Llanowar Visionary, and it will gain life for Alexander. So he's up to 16. A Fanatical Offering, and the Crypt Rats will be discarded on the turn of Ian Pelejo. Main phase, he has 4 mana still. Hasn't had a land drop since the Cleansing Wildfire he did earlier. What is he gonna cast next? With the Avenging as a threat in the side of Alexander Uy, he should have an answer to it. And he does have a cast down for the Avenging Hunter. Now he will foretell a card. and bringing down a dark moss bridge. And again, the cast down removal is very valuable. But the trigger for the Undercity is still on Alexander's side. Now another 2-2 counter for the plant token. This will deal damage. Now because it has a 2-2 power and toughness. Attacking 3 damage with no blockers for Ian. Down to 18 for him. Alexander will cast the Crypt Rats and bring in the Witch's Cottage, putting the Avenging Hunter on the top. And the Monarch draw will get the Avenging Hunter from the library to the hand. That was a very good play from Alexander Uy. He really knows his deck. He knows the workaround. And he masters the sequence. Now Ian tapping 2 mana, red, black, and green. Flipping the Saurus Packmate from Foretell. It will trigger a draw. Okay, bringing in a Slagwoods Bridge. This is a blocker for Ian Day, but he needs more creature aside from that. Okay, 2 mana from Alexander. I thought it was a cast down again. It will sacrifice a plant for the Fanatical Offering. This will give Alexander 2 draws and a map token. Okay, a map token comes in. Alexander obviously has a better board state than Ian Pelejo. Another upkeep for Alexander, triggering the trap room from the Undercity, giving 5 damage to Ian Pelejo. Down to 13 for Ian. Now Alexander Uy bringing out the Artifact Tighting Blade to sacrifice the Saurus Packmate. Playing a Swamp, adding it to his mana pool. He has 3 creatures that can attack and has no blockers from Ian Pelejo. He sacrifices the map, targeting the Thorn of the Black Rose. Now giving it a plus counter, +1 counter, because the Explore wasn't a land. So it will be put, the Tighting Blade, which was explored, will be put to the graveyard. The attack, 4 damage from the plant and the Thorn of the Black Rose. The Crypt Rats will not attack yet. Is it gonna attack also? Yes, that's 5 damage, but Ian halts the attack. Is he gonna respond to that? Okay, he is with the Pulse of Morasa. He will bring back a creature from the graveyard to the battlefield, and it will give him 6 life. Oh no, it will go to the hand, and now the damage will come in. So Ian will be down to 14. With the 5 damage from the creatures, the Monarch draw will trigger, of course. Ian, on his turn, needs to answer the barrage from Alexander Uy. Alexander still has 5 mana open on Ian Dave Pelejo's turn. Now Ian obviously has a lot of removals as well. Now we see a mountain coming in, being tapped for 6 mana. A boarding party will come in, cascading an Avenging Hunter. Now that's a good answer from Ian Pelejo, triggering the secret entrance for him. He will search for a basic land, but he already had played a mountain this turn. But at least he has the blockers, the muscles to block at least. He searches for a swamp. So he can attack this turn and he can get the Monarch if the damage goes into Alexander Uy. Because the boarding party has taste. Yes, and he has attack. No, the cast down will target the boarding party with no damage. And another cast down for the Avenging Hunter. Both of the big creatures that came in the turn of Ian are now in the graveyard. Because Alexander has the removal spells for it. Now the board state is again cleared by Alexander Uy. Now he will tap 5 mana again. Is this another Avenging Hunter for him? Yes, it is. Triggering a draw from the archive room in the Undercity. Another Clowney Garden will come out, bringing in a plant token. Attack again from the 5. For the 5 damage to Ian Dave. And he casually passes the turn with 3 open mana and draws for the Monarch. Ian needs to answer again and pray that Alexander doesn't have a removal anymore. Because every creature that he casts is instantly removed by Alexander Uy. His only answer is another Cascade trigger so that he can ramp his creatures right away. He's counting his mana. Does he have the answer? We can see that he still has the Avenging Hunter on his hand. Is he gonna cast that this turn? No. He placed the Llanowar Visionary instead for the draw. Is he trying to look for a removal as well? But he has an Avenging Hunter in his hand and a Chainer's Edict as well. And on Alexander's side, the Avenging Hunter is waiting to be summoned from the Summoning Sickness, and a swamp enters. The Avenging Hunter is waiting on Alex's side, and Ian Dave will cast another Avenging Hunter for his own. And it will give a +2 trigger given to... I think he's thinking of putting it on the Llanowar Visionary as a blocker. Yes, he did. But Alexander Uy defiles the Visionary right away before the counters are put to it. Now he has a soul creature, and a snuff out will come in to finish it off. I think it's the icing on the cake. The final icing on the cake for Alexander Uy. Because Ian has 9 lives and the damage from the Crypt Rats and the Avenging Hunter is enough. So Ian scoops game 3 and Alexander winning this 2-1 against Ian Pelejo. It was an amazing game from both of the mid-range decks. These decks are also very, very good and viable in the meta right now. The Jund Cascade holding its own against the Black Gardens, but the Black Gardens has a lot of removals in its library. So thank you very much for watching Pauper Online here on Nonstopnoobph. This is Asar Opisyal, and keep grinding.